just got home from picking up my monthly Azure Standard order, and I'm about to go inside and put it all away, and I thought I'd show you what I got for my family of 7. Hey friends, I'm Jess from the blog siloandsage.com, and today I'm going to show you what I got in my monthly Azure Standard order for my family of 7. And I have 5 boys, so we eat a lot of food every month. Plus, I got some stock up things for my pantry so that, we can just keep ahead of things with shortages and inflation and all that nonsense. So I'm going to show you what I got. Let's get to it. So if you've never ordered from Azure Standard before, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. So Azure Standard is a monthly food buying co-op. You order online, you get to order whatever it is that you want, and then it will get delivered to a local drop. Now you can get things shipped to you, but most people do a local drop because the shipping ends up being a little bit less expensive that way. And usually there's a drop close enough to you that you don't have to get it shipped to you. My drop is really close to me, so it's very simple, and there's a lot in my area, but I do live within like 35 minutes of a large city. So you can choose how often you want to order. I find that they are one of the best sources for organic, gluten-free, more specialty items and items that you want to buy in bulk. Now, because we are a large family, we buy a lot of foods in bulk. So we buy a lot of our organic, gluten-free, grains, those sorts of things from Azure, along with canned goods. Almost anything that we want to buy in bulk, I'm buying it from Azure Standard. We actually probably get like maybe 70-75% of our monthly groceries from Azure Standard. And I love that they have great prices on organic produce in bulk also. So I'm going to show you a few of the things that we get. And most of these things are things we get on a regular basis. We may not get these things every single month, but we get them pretty regularly. I like to keep canned fruit on hand, and while I do can some of my own, I like to keep these cans because they are organic and they are not, they don't have any kind of syrup, like no heavy or light syrup. They're just packed in juice, and they're a pretty good price for this bulk like case of cans. And so this is just one great shelf stable way to get fruit on your shelves. This cheese will last us through the month. It's not the best price out there for bulk cheese, but since I'm already ordering from Azure, this is where I get it. This is my favorite brand for rice pasta. It's a gluten-free pasta, and I like that I can buy it in large quantities. These are spaghetti noodles. I find that Azure is a great place to buy bulk produce, especially organic produce. If you don't have a lot of organic produce where you live, you should definitely look into Azure because they have so many options for organic produce. So this is a 40-pound box of organic pears. My kids eat a lot of fruit, so we'll obviously go through the fresh pears before we dig into the canned pears, but then I can also use these. I can dehydrate, I can make like a pear sauce. I could also even cut and freeze some, and I could even dehydrate them if I wanted to. So that's what I do with a lot of the produce, is that sometimes I will buy it to preserve it, and sometimes I'll buy it to just eat it fresh, or a combination. Like this huge 25-pound bag of organic carrots. Now these are considered like seconds carrots, maybe more of like juicing carrots, but we eat them fresh and we cook with them and we juice with them and we freeze them also. Down here, I have a 40-pound box of Gala apples. I like to buy the seconds, like juice grade apples from Azure when we have them because they are a lot less expensive, but we eat a lot of apples and it's a good price for organic apples, especially to buy so many of them at a time rather than buying a bunch of little tiny bags at the grocery store when my kids are gonna eat that one bag in like 5 seconds. All right, now this is something that I don't do all the time, but I bought a giant box of organic celery. Now this is great for me because I can juice some, I can cut it up and freeze it. The last time I did this, I had bags and bags of celery cut and ready in my freezer, and I was able to use it all throughout the winter. And then what I will do is I will take the bottoms of these celery and I will plant them. So I'll cut it off about here and then I'll plant it in the dirt, and then I will be able to regrow celery throughout the fall and into the winter. Since I bought this now and it's almost, it's July now, actually, it's the 1st of July. I'll plant these right away and I'll get some celery growing now. And I can also save some of the celery, like bottoms, if I don't want to plant all of them. I'll save some of them and throw them in some broth. I also got a big box, I think this is 38 pounds, which is funny, 38 pounds of Valencia oranges. I also can't find organic onions around where I am very reliably, so I usually buy them from Azure. I got 10 pounds of red onions, and I kind of alternate when I buy red versus white onions. I also find that they have one of the best prices on organic potatoes, especially in bulk. So I buy 50 pounds at a time. Here I bought 50 pounds of russet potatoes. I used to buy them and they came in just a big box, but for some reason, for the same amount of potatoes to buy them in these bags, it's significantly cheaper now since some of their prices have gone up a little bit. With every price has gone up, right, everywhere. And then I also have some Yukon Gold potatoes. I've been trying to buy these for a while, but they've been out of stock every time I've tried to buy them. So I finally got these Yukon Gold potatoes and I got 50 pounds of them. So these will last us quite a while. And then any that sprout, I will just use as seed potatoes to grow. I can't really find organic beets where I live, at least regularly, so I like to buy them from Azure. I sometimes will buy the large 25-pound bags of beets, and then I will like juice them and freeze them. But this time I ended up buying some frozen beets instead because it was just easier, and the frozen beets were on sale. So I got some golden beets and 5 pounds of golden beets and 10 pounds of red beets. I love beets. Now I'm growing some in my garden, but I'm definitely not growing enough to supply all of our needs. I know this sounds crazy, but I actually really love chicken liver. So I buy a few packages of frozen chicken liver every so often. I typically only buy frozen fruit from Azure when I can find it on sale. So these strawberries and the blueberries that I'm opening in this package, they were on sale. If they're not on sale, I typically buy them at Costco because their organic frozen berries tend to be cheaper if you price them out per ounce. But I do get more when I buy them in bulk like this from Azure. So it just depends, but I really only buy them when they're on sale. These cranberries were also on sale, which is why I got them. We definitely don't go through cranberries as often as we do other fruits, so these will last us for a long time. I absolutely love beets. I bought some fresh ones from Azure, but I also got these frozen ones because I'll be able to pull them out when I need them. We do eat mostly gluten-free in our house, but I like to keep bread flour on hand so that I can make regular bread for those members of my family who are not gluten-free, because it's just better than gluten-free bread, let's be honest. So I got 2 10-pound bags of this organic bread flour, so I ended up with 20 pounds. Now, I don't buy all of these things every single month when I order from Azure, but everything I've shown you so far is something that I've purchased in the past and is a pretty staple item for our house. So all of these things are items that I order regularly, just not every single month. So this month's order was a larger order because some of the things I either hadn't been able to get in the past few months, or I just ran out of all at the same time, or I'm just trying to stock up on now as we're going into the preserving season, so that I kind of know, like, what do I need to be preserving for the winter. Now, it's really important to me to have shelf-stable proteins that don't require like freezer or, refrigeration of any kind. And so I buy canned meats and canned salmon. Now, I'm not a big salmon expert, but this to me seems like a good salmon. Says it's sustainably caught in Alaska, so I don't know. We haven't tried this particular brand. We've tried some other brands from Azure, but the ones that we have tried in the past are out of stock. So we're gonna try this one. And I like that they're larger cans. The other ones that I've gotten are like really small cans of salmon. So I think that this one will be nice because I have a large family and one small can is never enough for any kind of meal. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cans of this salmon. I also got 25 pounds of organic multicolored popcorn. We love this popcorn. I always keep it in our house. If you have seen my bulk buying video, my video about foods to buy in bulk, this is one of my top foods to buy in bulk. I also grabbed some split green peas. I love split pea soup, and so does my husband. And actually, almost all of my kids will eat split pea and ham soup. And we are about to bring home a pig that a friend, that we're getting from a friend who raises pigs on her farm. And so we're gonna get some ham soup. This is a 25-pound bag of organic white rice. They usually have a really good price on organic rice at Azure. And then I like to buy, as kind of our indulgence, these late July, they're just tortilla chips. These I think are just regular ones. I guess I could, they're just sea salt, I think, but sometimes we get the sea salt and lime chips. I am admittedly not a really big fan of baked beans, but my family likes them. And so I found this organic baked beans from the brand Amy's, and I like this brand with soup. They have a lot of gluten-free items for soup that are really delicious and good to have for like emergency meals, or we use them if anybody gets sick or if mom is sick and can't make dinner. These are great, but summer barbecues and cookouts and things like that, baked beans are nice to have around. So I got a whole set of those. I also have a 6-pack of organic cranberry and pomegranate juice. I like to buy these organic juices from Azure because I can buy them in bulk like this. It lowers the price a little bit. These are great juices when I make kombucha, or if I just want to make some homemade popsicles for the kids, or I want to put them in smoothies, or things like cranberry juice that I keep around for health reasons. There's a lot of really good organic juices that they have. I think this brand is R.W. Knudsen? I'm not sure how they pronounce it. But these are a good price and good to have because they last a long time and I can buy them in bulk. These are not an item that we drink every day, but good for treats, making popsicles or smoothies, or for the health benefits of just like cranberry juice, or for making kombucha. I always use organic juice whenever I make kombucha because it's really important to me to, I try really hard to do organic fruits whenever I can. I'm not 100% on it for sure, but if I'm gonna buy juice, I'm gonna buy a good quality juice. Now, if you are new to any kind of bulk food buying, it is one of my top tips for keeping a prepared pantry, but also keeping on budget. So I have 2 videos that you might be interested in watching. One that I mentioned before about my top 10 foods to buy in bulk for a prepared pantry. And I have a video about building a prepared pantry on a budget. And spoiler alert, buying in bulk. That is one of my best tips. So Azure Standard is one of my favorite places to buy in bulk. It is not the only place I buy in bulk, but is definitely the place that I buy in bulk the most often, and that we get the majority of our even like everyday foods from, because now, as you can see, I bought all of this bulk produce. I don't need to go to the grocery store. And now that our garden is growing, I'm getting all of our greens from the garden. I'm starting to harvest. I've harvested peas. I've got tons of green beans coming in. I'm going to continually have things coming in the garden that I won't have to go to the store to buy. So I'm supplementing the things that I'm not getting from the garden from Azure Standard and occasionally from other stores. Now, if the idea of building a prepared pantry is new to you, you may not know where to get started. Now, I've been doing this for a long time. I buy in bulk all the time. I have all the right containers. You know, I have the 5-gallon buckets and the buckets with the Gamma Seal lids and all those things, and I know where to buy things in bulk. But if this is new to you, you may not know how to do that. And buying in bulk, like I said, is just a great way to be combating the increase of cost and groceries everywhere. So even if you don't have a large family like I do, buying in bulk could save you some money in the long run. So I will leave a link. You can go to siloandsage.com/prepare, and you can download my free guide to a prepared pantry, and it will give you a great list of all the things that you need to start a prepared pantry. And you can find links to all of my containers and the buckets and the lids and all the things and all the places where I buy in bulk, including Azure Standard. Now I gotta get started putting all of this food away. I got my boys to put away the frozen foods, and now I gotta get them to come up and help me carry down the rest of these foods that need to go into our bulk food storage, and put things away and take the produce downstairs. We're gonna keep it downstairs in our basement where it stays a little cooler, because not all of this needs to be refrigerated right away. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of the things that we buy in bulk from Azure Standard to stock up our pantry, to keep my hungry boys fed, and to save a little money, because honestly, buying through Azure every month does save us money. Now, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. If you are interested in buying from Azure, you can go check them out. Please feel free to leave any questions that you have about Azure Standard. If you've never purchased from them before, you're looking for a drop, any of those things, you can find a local drop really easily. You can click through my link and check it out. And I do get a little referral bonus if you buy through my link, but you can order and then your friends can order through you, and you can get a referral through them also. So it's kind of like a refer a friend. You get a little bit of money to spend back at Azure, like a lot of companies do. And I love supporting Azure Standard because they are a family-owned company. They're just really, really wonderful about where they source their foods. They're really transparent about where their foods come from. You can always find the origin of the foods. So if you don't like buying a certain food from a certain country, for whatever reason, you don't have to. You can look and see exactly where it comes from. So they're very transparent about their foods and where they come from. And they buy a lot of things from the local farms, including some things that they grow on their own farms. So I will link in the description below all the videos that I referred to today. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, keep cultivating your home. Bye.